it's insane what the Saturn could pull off with all of the action that is happening in this game. And Sega should have used this game to showcase the console. Like, push
Yeah.
Sonic aside, as they did anyway, and just be like, look at this insane 2D nonsense. Like, there's still.
Hello and welcome back to the SEGA Spirit Show. It's your healthy dose of blue skies, blast processing, and a whole lot of retro-fueled enthusiasm. I'm your host, Graham Cookson, and with me is a man who once convinced an undead warrior to join his pub quiz team, only to be permanently banned for necromancy. It's my co-host, Scotty Mo. And you may have noticed we have a special guest with us this episode, and you may know him from the Sega Lounge. Well, the Sega Lounge podcast, it's KC. And we have a cracking episode for you folks tonight. In this episode, we'll be celebrating a game that proved that all you need to save the world is a rabbit, a magic sword, and a skeleton with loyalty issues. That's right, we're celebrating one of Treasure's most cherished Sega Saturn games, Guardian Heroes, which turned 30 in all regions this year. But before that, as always, we have our hot Sega community news packed full of homebrew and indie Sega shenanigans. So come join us as we celebrate the Sega community, classics, and more in this episode of the Sega Spirit Show. Yeah, there we go. Cool. So, how's it going? KC, I'm going to start with you. KC, welcome to the show.
Hello. Thank you very much for having me. This is
Overdue.
Overdue, very overdue.
Honor.
Yeah. If folks don't know, we've been on the Sega Lounge, which KC hosts multiple times now, and we yet to bring you on. So we knew that you liked Guardian Heroes, and we wanted to bring you on to talk about it. So yeah, welcome to the show. It's great to have you here, man.
Thank you for having me. Such a pleasure.
Yeah, fantastic. And yeah, what's just I think maybe we should get you to introduce yourself a little bit. So you host the Sega Lounge. I guess that's where most people might know you from. So do you want to talk a little bit about that and what's going on with that at the moment?
Sure. Probably the Sega Lounge, probably Radio Sega at some point as well. But basically now the Sega Lounge. It's a podcast that's all about Sega, as I usually say. We started as like an interview podcast. So we interviewed people from around the Sega community, developers, musicians, whatever. Recently, like recent seasons, recent years, we like tried to do something a little bit different, having like group discussions on news, on like we're doing today, specific games that are turning 30, 25, because we're all getting old in games along with us, which is very depressing, but exciting as well. And so recently we've taken a little bit of a break, like for the past 6 months as you're listening to this. But we recently came back with a special episode dedicated to the summer news announcements for Sega. And now the plan, because I know you guys asked me as we were starting to record, the plan now is to do, at least for the rest of 2026, an episode a month, if we're able to, because life has been extremely busy on my side, like personal life, work, everything. And so I've been extremely tired, exhausted. And I don't feel like I had the energy to put into the like a proper, like good season of the Sega Lounge. But I'm trying to get back into the swing of things, and we're trying to do one a month now.
You're among good company there, because Scotty and I both know that feeling very well. Life and work and all sorts of shenanigans. Yeah, but it's great that you are back. Yeah, because we know that you had to add a little bit of a break since December, or was it start of January?
Yeah.
So yeah, great to have you back on here, and also on the Sega Lounge. Fantastic.
Great to be back.
Yeah. Cool. And Scotty, how are you doing? What's been going on in your life recently?
Oh, how am I doing? We're not going to get into that stuff, but
okay.
No, yeah. Well, you know my life, Graham. But
I do.
But I will talk about some pickups, though. And I will say, for once, they are Sega, more so Sonic related. But I've been busy. If people really want to know, they can ask me, and I have no problem telling you. But did some. My wife and I do toy shows, and I try not to pick up anything at toy shows unless I can get deals or whatever. I showed the freaking Ninja Turtle Party Wagon last episode that I didn't need but have, but whatever. Do you guys remember Tiger handheld games?
Oh, do
I don't know if
I?
they were like,
Yes.
I mean, they were a 90s thing for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how big they
Mm.
were in your regions. They were like the thing to
Oh.
have if you couldn't get a Game Boy over here in the States, though.
They were big. They were big in the UK. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So normally I would not care because fittingly, like 2 toy shows ago, we finally sold my Battletoads Tiger handheld thing that just no one wanted. I think part of the reason maybe GameStop recently randomly started selling these again a couple years ago. And so now people don't know if they're old or new or rare or whatever. Anyway, for listeners, I'm holding up the Sonic 3. That's 1, 2, 3, 1. Otherwise, I wouldn't have bothered. And it actually works too. I'm gonna see if I don't think you guys will be able to hear this though. Can you hear that at all? Is there
Yeah.
any
Actually,
sound?
good.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice. Yeah. So it works. Oh God, this is not going to show up at all.
It's not going to show.
You can see my ceiling's reflection better than you can the game footage. Anyway, if anyone listening does not know what a Tiger Electronics is, look it up. I'm going to invite you into that rabbit hole, and you can find out for yourself what there was. No, but the dude was selling it for 20, and I talked him down to 15. So I was like, that's not bad for something. Sonic
Yeah.
3 is my favorite video game. Otherwise, I would not have bothered. So
Yeah.
but
How
Fantastic,
faithful of a port is this?
oh, you can't tell what level you're on at any moment in this thing. Like,
But I mean, it's worth it for the soundtrack alone, right?
it's pretty
Yep.
impressive how they can get the things that sound like songs out of this like 4-bit console, 2-bit console, whatever. I don't even know. Yeah, but no, it was I was sure to like make sure it worked, turn it on, turn it off, and then as soon as I went back to my booth at this show that I was selling stuff at, took a screwdriver, was like, okay, batteries are not oozing out like crazy. I'll hold on to this, you know.
Good. Excellent. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys ever have any of those or?
Yeah, I did. I had. I was just going to say for viewers and audio listeners, if you don't know, it's like an LCD handheld thing that had very basic visuals and movements and animations and stuff. But if you couldn't afford a Game Boy or a Game Gear back in the day, that was what you took in your car with you, and the batteries lasted like a year or something, maybe more. Yep. But yeah, no, I had. So the 2 main ones I had growing up were Space Harrier and Shinobi. Which were brilliant, actually genuinely good LCD games. I also in Sonic the Hedgehog 1, which I picked up more recently, like a few years ago, and that's not aged very well. It's just very, very janky, like just the controlling of Sonic and stuff. And I think I had a couple more. I can't remember what they were now. But yeah, Casey, did you have any?
I knew about them like years later. Apparently they were sold over here in like big as well, but I never had one. I'm more of like a Brick Mania kind of guy. Remember Brick Mania? Those like Tetris clones.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah,
that's what I had to like replace a Game Boy or Game Gear.
Nice, but it was still a standalone like one game that you're playing, right?
Yeah, like Tetris, like 2 modes, Tetris A or B or whatever. Like,
yep.
Something like that. 2 songs, perhaps.
Probably.
I remember actually there's another LCD thing I had, which was not the full big Tiger handheld thing, but it was a watch and it was a Batman. Oh, yes. I remember that being the greatest thing in the world. And it just literally came into my head though. I was like, oh my God, I forgot I even had that. I need to try and find it. It must be at my parents' house. But yeah, that was so good.
So when you mentioned Sonic 1, I remembered, I do have a wristwatch Sonic game somewhere, but I don't know. I might know where that is. I'm not going to like leave and go get it. But that one I remember had like the death maybe it was based off of Sonic 2 because I remember you fight like the final boss of Sonic 2 is on that watch. I remember that somehow. I mean,
like
he's
the big robot thing.
With the drill fingers.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it looked as good as a completely black pixelated thing on sort of a background looks.
So Half of it was the Death Egg robot. Half of it was your imagination, like filling in the blanks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think I only knew what it was because of Sonic 2. Otherwise, it's a loaf of bread. I don't know. But the other pickup, I saved this for last because it's a completely unofficial strategy guide. Why don't you guys try to describe the cover of this thing?
Oh, wow.
Is that magical or what? It's called Winning Game Tips for Sonic the Hedgehog.
I am going to make it so Scotty is a bit bigger here. Wait a second. Let's do
Enlarge
this. Wow.
My face, please.
Okay, so the book is called Winning Game Tips for Sonic the Hedgehog. And there is a robotic dinosaur by the looks of it.
Like the
Don't you remember that?
Level. Yeah.
Don't you remember that in Sonic?
What appears to be some sort of sexy frog lady robot with a giant whip.
That's a bat. That is a bat. You are projecting.
What's the yellow? There's a weird yellow stringy thing going around it.
So I figured this out after staring at this for a little bit. But you didn't even you left out the fact that there is a screenshot of Sonic actually.
Oh yeah,
it's like coming off of the
tiny screenshot of the Hedgehog.
The literal last frame in Sonic the Hedgehog 1 when you beat it, and he like jumps into. I think every 2D Sonic game does that. Now I think about it, the character jumps into almost breaks the fourth wall, like points you at you or the fingers or whatever. Gives you the finger. That's what they do. But it's
but it makes sense because you want to win at the game, right? So they're showing you your goal.
Yeah. This is
and
visualize.
Yeah. Since they have no official artwork of Sonic, the yellow that's like behind I have to do this in reverse. This yellow is like Sonic, but it's the screen. It's like the flying window of Sonic is zipping around this dinosaur, Allosaurus, T-Rex thing, and the frog tried to hit him with the baseball bat, and I don't know what that is. I think. Oh, actually, let me hold it closer. You can see that like weird spaceship robot dude is trying to catch him, and so that whole trail is like his running trail. Does that make sense?
Isn't the robot like thingy slapping the dinosaur?
Yeah, it looks like he's like clapping his hands or something to try to snag him.
Yeah, or slapping the dinosaur's derriere.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the screenshot of Sonic is actually zipping around this dinosaur, and that's
that's what
I did not understand that at first. I just thought like this looks insane. I have to have this totally bootleg.
It looks legit too.
It's weird. You gotta
love this guy.
Yeah, there you go. Go ahead, Casey. You want to read the back?
You gotta love this guy. A high-speed, high-jumping, colorful hedgehog with an attitude. Sonic has become an instant bestseller and remains the symbol of the Sega Empire. Yeah. There are now 6 different Sonic games, and inside Winning Game Tips for Sonic the Hedgehog, you will learn the secrets to all the games. Oh, to all the games. Plus, you'll get tips, hints, and codes to help you on your way. Tips for Sonic CD, Sonic Spinball, Sonic Chaos for Game Gear, Game Genie codes, gameplay secrets the pros use, and much more. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Including the secret robot dinosaur boss.
Yeah.
It's in rough shape, I will say that. But it's not really a guide. Like I'll open up to a random thing. It's more of just it discusses what things happen in the game. Like okay, this is from Marble Garden. And it's just Sonic running across one of those early platforms, and the fire is lighting the platform he's on. It just says, you'll have to move quickly as you leap from platform to platform. Once Sonic steps foot on one of these platforms, the grass will catch on fire. If Sonic doesn't leap to safety, he'll get burned. Keep moving to the right. And like, that's like, duh.
And that's how you win.
It kind of just describes things that happen in the games.
Okay. I guess that kind of is helpful, though, if you've never played the game or get to a level, you're like, whoa, and they can sort of look ahead and go, okay, if I see this bit of land, I know it's going to catch fire. I guess it's helpful, but yeah,
it's something. It has a whole like introduction of saying what Sonic is and stuff, but it's in a weird order too, because it goes from Sonic CD to then Spinball, and then, Spinball, then Sonic Chaos, Mean Bean Machine, then Sonic the Hedgehog 1, 2, 1, 2, like Mega Drive, Game Gear.
Oh, okay. Wow.
But I mean, I'm still happy I own it because this cover is insane.
Oh, for sure.
That's really cool. Like it's really weird. Kind of cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
I love it.
There you go. Those are my pickups.
Nice. There we go. Man. And KC, sorry, I forgot to ask. Did you have any pickups this week at all, or
I didn't pick up anything. No.
nothing?
The most
Okay.
recent Sega thing I picked up, I think you can see. Oh, nice.
You want to switch the cameras, Graham? I was trying to like
Oh,
nonchalantly hint. This is what you're seeing right now.
Yeah. So I think my latest Sega pickup is like Sonic Arcade.
Oh, that's
Oh.
cool.
Mini
Let's-
arcade
let's-
machine, which is on my
Right.
in the background.
Let's make
running
KC
Sonic
bigger
2
now.
at the moment. Yeah,
What are we?
You can see it here, over here. Yeah. there you go.
Wow.
Yeah. Like Sonic 2.
Where did you
demo
get
mode.
that from?
I mean, they
can't
keep
remember the company.
throwing emails at everybody about
Oh.
it.
Let
I
you-
missed all.
Unless it's a
They
different one.
didn't tell me about this. What's going
Is
on?
that the one that just has Sonic 1 on it?
Yeah, Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic Spinball, and Sonic 3D.
Oh,
Wow,
okay.
They're like the best ones.
Whoa,
So this is from My Arcade. It's like the brand My Arcade.
Okay, I'm going to check that
Yeah.
out because
I also
pretty fun.
you can't see it because it's over there up there, but I have a Tetris one as well. They have a lot of like
that
different
makes sense.
very
games.
cool.
Yeah.
I got confused when they released that Sonic one when they were talking about it. I'm like, none of these were ever on an arcade machine.
It's a bit weird.
There's two models actually. This
Oh.
is like the most expensive one because it's like better quality and like the better controls. But you have one with like a very large joystick with the buttons on the side that
Mhm.
occupies like the whole. Instead of being like a proper arcade machine like this one looks like, it's
Okay.
like an extended area in front of
Okay.
it with a big like trackball you can
Interesting.
use to play. It's not
Oh,
like
cool.
I just picked it up for the novelty of it, like
Yeah.
having it like I do now in the background.
Gotcha. Oh,
It's not
I see
really
the other one.
nice to play games on it, to be honest.
Right, yeah.
But I think it's an interesting
Yeah.
like piece for my collection.
So it doesn't, but so okay. So both versions they don't have that. There was a Sonic game that was released in the arcade. I can't remember what it's called now.
Sega
no,
Sonic.
no Sega Sonic Arcade, no.
Oh,
Sadly,
man, 'cause
no.
We're never
That would-
seeing that re-release. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Man,
Yeah.
I mean,
Unfortunately.
when I played it, I remember it being quite good fun, but it was terrible. But in my head, it was great and so unique. And I'm glad I got to play it one time. But
This is
I still wish I can find the proper way to emulate it because I never quite got the way to, especially the controls. I got it working on my Steam Deck. Somehow along the way, I think I missed something. I found a guide online on how to do it, but emulating the controls is kind of hard.
well,
work with a trackball at all.
You should be able to use the track pads on the Steam Deck.
oh yeah,
But
that
I
would probably
messed
feel
it
the
up
most-
somehow along
or-
the way, and I couldn't figure it out, so I just gave up on it.
I was going to say the closest natural feeling for the controls of that game after a trackball would probably be a trackpad.
Yeah.
And there are like I keep I don't know. The algorithm throws whatever at you all the time, and I keep seeing the or like these SNK or Neo Geo different controllers re-released and stuff, and one of them has a small trackball on it. I keep
Okay.
like thinking, oh man, that would be cool to have a
Mhm.
trackball to plug into my computer, and then I could play Sega Sonic. What about you, Graham?
What about me? Fantastic. There we go. No, So a few little things I was going to bring up. I finished watching The Boys. Have you guys seen The Boys on Amazon?
I've read the comic. That's all.
I've heard of it. Never seen it.
It's so they did the final season. Came out like quite recently, and I watched it. And I'm not going to ruin anything, but I thought it was a pretty good finale for the show. You know, I'd hate it when shows don't wrap up the stories properly. There are a couple of little side stories that didn't wrap up, so I'm wondering if there will be spin-offs eventually. But yeah,
Sure.
but
They
was
played
good
it in
fun.
theaters
Like-
over here.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me actually because it was pretty good build up, especially the whole
Mm.
the last few episodes. I also finished the game I mentioned in the last episode, Lunar Abyss. I finished playing it. I didn't quite 100%. I didn't like find all the secrets and stuff and hidden stuff, but it does a really good job of encouraging you to replay areas once you finish it, because you can go back and play just certain areas rather than having to play through the whole game. But a sad note, they also announced like literally last week, the studio that made the game, so Quali Labs, they've made all the devs that worked on the game redundant in the last like week or so. So yeah, that's good. Oh no, it's not good, obviously. Yeah, so sad times because it's a great game. It's a really fun game. If you haven't played it, play it. There we go. And I got a couple of pickups as well, which this is that situation of me doing some Kickstarter backing stuff.
Here we
and
go.
completely forgetting about it. So I like one day after another, just randomly got like a knock on the door, or and a guy handed me a parcel, and I was like, "What's this?" So the first one is Heavy Recoil. I don't know if you remember this one. So
Nope.
this is actually you know what? I can actually show you some footage of the game. Yeah, so it's a physical game by widepixelgames.com, and it was Dragon Box shop in Germany. They are the ones who sort of published it. This is like a run and gun shooter. Actually, let's skip forward a little bit.
Whoa,
so yeah,
that was
you
like
basically
digitized.
play this mech kind of character, and you basically run around shooting things.
Contra.
I'm really it's kind of like Contra, yeah. I am really bad at this game.
Oh, is this your gameplay?
This is my gameplay footage. So
Yes,
it's one hit kill. You only get 3 lives, and there doesn't seem to be any sort of saving function at all. If once you get past level 2, if you die, you go into like this prison thing where you get a chance to escape the prison. When you do that, you get to go back to the level you died on. So yeah, I'm not very good at it.
I love the screens in between there, the game over and the mission one. Like
amazing.
looks like it was
look really
digitized
cool.
graphics. Like
Yeah.
I mean, all they were doing was zooming in on a vehicle, but still cool.
Do they have?
I don't remember this game at all.
So
maybe we talked about it and there was no gameplay yet or something.
I think we did talk about it. It was a long time ago. This is and I basically it's kind of like I guess
that looks
Star
like the
Fox or
Godzilla
whatever.
NES game.
Well, this does.
The Godzilla NES game, the level select or the progression screen was exactly that.
Oh wow,
like
yeah. So yeah, there's basically between levels is kind of what I think of like with Star Fox 64, where you get to choose a route depending on how well you did the level on Star Fox. But on this, once you get to the end of a level, you get to choose between different routes. And they've actually got some cool features which I don't think I actually uploaded to YouTube, which is annoying. But basically, they have what's the menu screen? Sorry, cool. So
was this developed by the guy who did? I was looking up the Kickstarter page, but they don't say. It's from Sweden. At least the location of the Kickstarter page. Oh yeah. Oh, actually, it says created by Michael Tillander, the guy who did Tensor, and recently what's the other one?
Oh, okay.
I can't remember I backed this last one. Can't remember the name.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I've had him on the show on the SEGA Lounge once.
Ah, brilliant.
Yeah, to talk about Tensor. He's great.
Yeah, so Tensor. He also did a game called Twin Tiger Shark or something. That's a Jam arcade game. Yeah. But yeah, it's a pretty cool game, and I was just going to sort of explain. There's a couple. Annoyingly, I don't have it on my footage here for some reason. I thought I did record it, but maybe it was on a different video. Basically, they've got a couple of other modes on it. So they've got a practice mode, which when you play through the game and unlock different levels, you can practice those levels, which is actually pretty good fun. Like it's actually quite good. You can sort of do that. But there's also this bingo mode, which it comes up with like a grid screen and little missions that you have to do. So like basically in the game, you pick up different color stars, like silver stars and gold stars, which give you different points. There's you can shoot flags and they sort of drop these icons. You can also like save people. And basically these little bingo cards, it sort of says like it would like show the hostage, for example, and it will say like 3 hostages. And basically it drops you in a level and you got to try and like save 3 hostages before you die. And as soon as you save the 3 hostages, it sort of goes, yes, you've done the task. And then you got to try and like create either like a row or a column based on like these little missions that you do. And it's a really cool idea. It's just a lot of fun. How
long are those little missions?
It varies depending on the mission itself, but one of them took me like 30 seconds and one of them took me like 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, it's really good fun. Just doing that. I don't know if I haven't actually been able to do a bingo row because I keep dying because I'm really bad at this game. But yeah, I think I don't know. So I don't know if you win something after you do it, but I genuinely so far it's a fun game. Visually, I mean, I've definitely seen better Mega Drive games. At the same time, for an indie game, this is really good looking. I think there's some sort of parallaxal scrolling on it a little bit and things like that. So yeah.
He looks like Vector Man's little brother.
Kind of, actually, yes.
Yeah.
The mech.
Yeah. And there's a game, Scotty, that you might be interested in that I also got, which is, okay, I'm going to share my other screen as well. Escape 2049.
Oh, yeah, that showed up. Nice.
Yes. So for those who don't know, Scotty and I have mentioned it before, there was a game called Escape 2042, which was on the Dreamcast and I think the NES.
Game Boy Advance. Yeah.
And it's by Orion Soft, who's done a few sort of games for like Mega Drive, Dreamcast, other platforms as well. And this is like the sequel to that game. Instead of playing as the guy, you play as his partner, his like a female partner, who instead basically is the guy from the original game is given up on life. Basically, he's gone off the grid effectively, and instead his partner sort of takes up the mantle, and she kind of gets kidnapped and stuff. And actually, if I skip forward in the little, so basically she basically gets trapped in this prison thing. And you've got to try and escape. And this is, I was going to show this little bit. And when you hit start game, it does this cool little animation. I was like, this is actually really cool, especially for an indie game. So here we go.
Oh wow!
Oh, nice.
What the crap?
Like FMV. It's like FMV. Like so, you're like 3 seconds long, but wow! I was like, that was really cool. Yeah, and yeah, a bit like unlike 2042 is like a single screen sort of each it's like a non-moving single screen each area you're in. This one's actually got screen movement and stuff. It's like big areas.
Oh right,
very similar idea though. So basically, you are sort of hacking consoles, picking up key cards, flipping switches and stuff, and avoiding like cameras and things like that. I actually finding it tougher than 2042. I've done a lot on this game, but there is a mode which is like a child's mode, which basically makes you almost invincible. So you barely die and stuff. So it's actually really cool though. I've got a few levels in. It's got a passcode system, so you can sort of get through. And you've got a gun and stuff, and you pick up items like grenades and things like disable cameras and things like that. But yeah, it's a fun game so far. Yeah, and the camera, if as soon as the camera sees you, you get hurt. There you go, you die. Cool. But there
As you do in real life.
Exactly. Yeah, of course. So I might, if I play enough of these games, I might try and put a review up. Although, if I actually have time to do that. But yeah, so yeah, I guess that's it for what we've been doing and pickups and things like that. And with that, let's move into the Sega community news. Okay, so first up, we have an update on a Kickstarter project for a Dreamcast game. So you may remember a few episodes ago, we sort of spoke about White Creek. It's been developed by Pixel Heart, who you may know they've worked on several indie games, especially on the Dreamcast over the last few years. And they announced a few months ago a game called White Creek, which is a survival horror game built for the Dreamcast. So it's going to kind of be in the same vein as the early Resident Evil games and Silent Hill games. And yeah, it's been designed for the Dreamcast. So essentially what they've done is they've got a Kickstarter page that is live, but the campaign is not live yet. So you can visit the Kickstarter page and get some updates and information on the game. And you can save the project so that when it does actually launch, when the campaign actually launches, you can be notified and then you can back it if you want to. So just a couple of updates. They released a kind of teaser trailer, which I won't show right now. It's quite short. It kind of just gives a flair for what the game might feel like. But they have given some more information about the game itself and the story, which is important. So it kind of explains a bit more about what's going on there. So you play a character called Alicia. Essentially, you are an exorcist who you have been told to go to this town, to understand what's going on there, because the residents of the town, they've been experiencing violent outbursts for no explainable reason. And you go there to try and understand what's going on there. You faced possession before, you've seen what hides behind the veil of evil, but this is different. The town feels wrong, familiar in its ways it shouldn't. Every street, every building, every silence, it's like something is waiting for you to remember. So a little bit mysterious there. And what's kind of cool is they talk about how the residents of the town are victims. You can either kill them or save them. So some can still be saved, others are already lost. You can free them from the curse or kill them without mercy, but not without risk, not without consequence. Because in White Creek, saving a soul might cost you your own. And so it sounds pretty cool. What's also cool is they've released a proper gameplay trailer. So so it shows off what the game's going to look a bit like. So for audio listeners, there's kind of sort of creepy shots of like worms on the body, bus driving into town, camera panning through like a hallway of what appears to be like a hotel. You see Alicia running down a corridor being chased by someone. Sort of shows possessed civilians and stuff, and Alicia sort of in combat scenes, and also her helping some of the victims as well. So it's shaping up to looking pretty cool. But what's more than that is the trailer actually shows you that it's coming to not just the Dreamcast, but to the Nintendo Switch, Nintendo Switch 2, Steam, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and Xbox. So even though it is being designed and developed for the Dreamcast in mind, it's definitely coming out on the Dreamcast. It looks like the Kickstarter campaign is also to get it onto other consoles as well. Also, at the end of the trailer, it kind of gives you a voiceover, kind of adding a bit more mystery to what the game is. So I'm just going to quickly play that for you.
White Creek is a sick town, Alicia. Are you its cure, or the poison that destroys it?
So kind of a bit more mystery to it. But also, other than that, they have released some gameplay footage. So on their social media account, or this is on X, they have Pixel Heart has released some alpha gameplay footage, sort of showing off what the gameplay is going to be like, and it does feel very much like the original sort of Resident Evil, Silent Hill style games. And what's really cool is they do use full 3D environments. So unlike the original Resident Evil games, where they had pre-rendered backdrops, which were 2D backdrops but with 3D characters on it, all the environments and objects here are actually 3D objects, which is really good because essentially it allows you to have dynamic camera angles. So a bit like Resident Evil Code Veronica on the Dreamcast. If you've ever played that, there are moments in the game. So you have lots of fixed camera angles in different areas, but then in the moments in the game where the camera actually follow you for more dynamic sort of feel to it, which is really cool, really interesting. So I'm really looking forward to this. I think it's shaping up to look really well, especially for an indie game. It's looking really good, and let's hope it plays well. Let's hope it's a fun game. It seems like they're doing a really good job, and looking forward to playing this one. So we'll keep you guys posted. Let you know when the Kickstarter goes live, and hopefully people will be able to back it. Moving on, we have more news about the Dreamcast. So if you don't know, a port of Carmageddon has been made for the Dreamcast. It's been worked on for a little while now, and it's coming along really well. So this video is from the Sega Guru, and he's giving an update on the progression of the game's development. If you don't know about Carmageddon, it's a 1997 PC vehicular combat racing game, which, if you don't know that, essentially it's a game where you can race like a normal racing game. You can go around the circuits, do laps, go through checkpoints and stuff and win the race like normal. Or you can destroy your opponents. You can also, controversially, kill pedestrians. So all the tracks are littered with pedestrians or civilians roaming around the tracks. And you actually get points, and you kind of almost encouraged to run them over to help you win the race. Because if you kill all the pedestrians, you actually win the race as well. So it's very controversial back in the day. It wasn't entirely unique. There were other games that you could run over pedestrians. There was a game called Quarantine, which was out around the same time, which you basically, driving around, killing pedestrians and stuff with cars. But yeah, this has kind of actively encouraged you to sort of, drive the way you want to, essentially, because the games developers, they started working on this because they were kind of bored of normal racing games, apparently. And the game was originally planned to be a Mad Max style game, so you get some sort of inspirations from that, but they couldn't get the licensing for that, the original developers and the publishers. There was also talk of there's a movie from the 70s called Death Race 2000, which actually it's an early Sylvester Stallone movie. He's not the main actor in it, but he's one of the main characters in it. Essentially, in that movie, there's a race called Death Race where the drivers just drive around across different cities in America, and if pedestrians get in the way, they can get run over, and I think from memory, they get points. The drivers get bonuses for killing people and damaging property and stuff. It's been a while since I've seen the movie, but sorry, the point there is they were making a sequel to that movie, and the idea was that this game would be a tie-in to that sequel. However, the sequel was never sort of eventually came out, so it was never produced. So the publishers of the game, they were really happy with the work that had been done by the developers on Carmageddon, and they decided, let's make our own IP. So they changed it from Death Race and they turned it into their own IP. So there you go. In terms of the actual game that's been worked on here, so the Sega Guru talks about how it's shaping up really well. It's running at a pretty solid 25 FPS at the moment, at least, which for the game of this era is pretty decent. And visually, it's pretty much all there from the original game. So I mean, it might look really dated now, but this is a 1997 released game. Then they're using sort of original assets and stuff, so they can't really improve it too much more than this. The one thing that is of note is the pedestrians apparently are a little off. They go a bit flat as they turn, so that's one thing that Sega Guru noted. But otherwise, it's shaping up really well. It's looking really good, and if you haven't played Carmageddon before, this could be an opportunity to play it. So yeah, looking forward to this one. We'll try and keep you posted for when the more finalized version comes out. Brilliant. Next up, we have more Dreamcast news. So it's been pretty hot for Dreamcast news lately, which is exciting for me because I love the Dreamcast. But this is really cool because this is a port of Monkey Ball for the Dreamcast. So Monkey Ball was originally released in the arcades under Sega's Naomi arcade system. It was then ported to the GameCube for its home release, and a lot of people at the time were kind of sad because this was kind of felt very much like a Dreamcast game. So the Dreamcast unfortunately was on its way out at the time, so that's why Sega did move it to the GameCube. And this is it. This is the game that's been ported. It's looking really good. So far, like visually, it looks basically like the GameCube games from what I can remember. It's been a while since I played the GameCube game, so maybe it needs a little bit more work, but otherwise it's looking fantastic. And if you don't know about Monkey Ball, if you never played a Monkey Ball game, because there hasn't been one released for a few years, essentially in Monkey Ball, you play as monkeys that are trapped in balls. But there are these it's a puzzle game, and there are these sort of floating platforms on each level. You don't control the monkey in the ball, though. You control the environment. So with the analog stick, when you move the analog stick, you actually tilt the environment. So it adds this level of physics to the game that other games don't really have. So essentially, when you tilt the platform, the monkey in the ball sort of moves where the platform's sort of tilting, if that makes sense. And you have to rely on the physics of the movements and stuff to get through the game. So the objective is to get from the start of the level to the goal, but you can pick up bananas along the way, which give you extra points and a better score and stuff like that. A really fun game back in there, really unique at its time, and it was very successful. So it had spawned a few sequels on different platforms, and then also even an adventure game which was released on the GameCube, PlayStation 2, and Xbox back in the day, which was a pretty fun platform adventure game. But the Monkey Ball puzzle series is the main one, really, and it's also featured in the Sonic and Sega All-Stars racing games as well. So from what I understand, that currently there are 10 levels that have been created for this. I should also point out, this has been developed by an indie developer called Memoryx 101, and he has actually been working on the Carmageddon game we just spoke about. So yeah, he's been doing a lot of work in the scene at the moment, and so apparently he's got there are 10 of the original levels that are developed now and working, and so hopefully we'll be able to do the full game, and we'll be able to play the final game at some point. So we'll keep an eye on this and keep you updated. And that's it for the news this episode. And with that, let's go back to the studio for our feature discussion. Yes, so as mentioned at the start of this show, we are discussing the SEGA Saturn sort of exclusive Guardian Heroes. I say sort of exclusive because it was re-released years later, but at the time it was a SEGA Saturn exclusive. And yeah, if just a little bit of a overview of the game, if you don't know about it, it's developed by Treasure, who probably best known for Gunstar Heroes, Dynamite Headdy, Radiant Silvergun. Those are some of the top games that they made back in the day. And it was released... So it was released in 1996 in Japan. It was released in January, 26th of January. North America was 24th of April, 1996. And in Europe, it was the 13th of June, 1996. And we had originally planned to record this a few weeks ago, but life got in the way. So we're just after the European 30th anniversary. But yes,
we're still in the month of it.
We're still in the month. So that's the main thing. Yeah, we still need it. Although by the time we edit this and get it out, it may not be in the month.
We're in the month of it at the time of this recording. Yeah.
At the time of recording, we're within the month. So yeah. So yes, 30 years old. So that makes us feel old. As Casey sort of mentioned at the start of the episode. And yeah, if you don't know about it, it's a kind of beat 'em up action RPG, kind of similar to Streets of Rage style game, but not quite. Basically I wanted to kind of give a briefish history on the development of the game, if that's okay. So yeah, back in early to mid 1994, basically after like the success of Gunstar Heroes and Dynamite Headdy, Treasure had effectively proved themselves amongst gamers and the industry, especially Sega. And in 1994, basically Sega introduced Treasure to the Saturn's technology, like the hardware and like the coding and stuff for Sega Saturn, which was supposedly really impressed Treasure. And also knowing that the majority of their fans were Sega fans, they wanted one of their next big projects to be for the Sega Saturn, even though they had a few Mega Drive games still lined up at the time. Treasure's a designer, one of their lead designers, and also co-founders of Treasure. And I'm going to butcher the name as always. Tetsukio Kikuchi, also known as Han. He basically was trying to explore a new project that would merge beat 'em up and fighting game mechanics. And he's quoted as like, he basically wanted to try and find games that brought back the fun. And he's quoted as saying, "I was starting to feel like the kind of games I like weren't being made anymore. You could say Guardian Heroes was the result of my searching for what I personally still found fun about games. It was made through a lot of trial and error, putting together different elements that seemed fun to me." So that's kind of like his main goal, trying to find fun in life. And then in late 1994, he started working on a prototype and sort of design phase with the games director Masaki Yukio. And they kind of came up with the idea of a fighting RPG concept. So like a side-scrolling brawler with RPG leveling and branching story paths. Apparently, internally, Treasure debated whether it should be a belt-scrolling action game or a versus fighter, and they kind of ended up merging both ideas together to make the game. One of the key inspirations for the game, which Kikuchi has cited, is Alien vs Predator, the Capcom's Alien vs Predator arcade game. And he sort of said there's just something about Alien vs Predator that when I first saw the game, I was like, yeah, this is what I've been looking for. It's one of the games that makes you feel like you're a badass. I was really impressed by all the impossible acrobatic moves the Predators could do. I think you'll clearly see the influence in future games I direct or design. And also,
that's a good one.
He got some inspiration from Street Fighter 2 as well. So essentially, with Street Fighter 2's approach of allowing players to make many different sort of moves and combos. That was like a big inspiration for the combat system. Because he said, in the old days, characters would just have a punch or kick, but Street Fighter 2 changed all that by adding many different kinds of punches and moves. And I sense that the more reaction patterns there were, the more ways there would be for players to enjoy the game. Letting a player do whatever they want, I think that's one of the best things a game can do. So that also like brought in the inspiration for how the game plays. And one of the key ideas he also wanted to have was to throw a lot of enemies at the player. And again, this was also debated internally at the studio, but it ultimately became a core idea for gameplay because there was concerns that it would basically become too chaotic. And he actually is quoted as saying, "My first idea was I wanted a game where you could basically beat up." Sorry. My first idea was that I wanted a game where you could beat up a ton of enemies. Such an approach has its pluses and minuses. If there are too many enemies, it can clutter up the screen and make it hard to see, but it also feels great to clear away all those enemies. Ultimately, we decided to go for it, and that became the central idea for the game. So moving on, it's nearly there. They're nearly developing the game. In spring 1995, Sega decides to greenlight Guardian Heroes, and essentially one of the things that actually really impressed Sega at the time was Treasure's commitment to 2D gaming, despite the general industry's shift to 3D. But the 2D capabilities of the Saturn was something that really excited the team at Treasure. And they had some ideas that were quite overambitious. And Kikuchi says, we had heard the Saturn could do anything when it came to 2D. So I thought, let's make a game with 200 enemies on screen at a time.
More.
For the actual specs, I realized that wasn't possible. But that would have been pretty cool back in the day. And yeah, so basically by mid to late 1995, development was in full swing for the game. And so Treasure actually only has quite a small team, 10 to 12 core staff at the time. But they worked from like mid to late 1995. They worked on building the game engine, the sprite system, and working on the branching narrative throughout the game. And Kikuchi sort of said, by adding character development and branching paths, it added variety to stages. Also, because you're free to allot the end of stage experience points however you'd like, the play experience is customized for each player. And eventually, by the end of 1995, the final builds and magazines or previews started going out, basically. So yeah, lots of industry magazines around the world, especially in Japan and Europe and America, obviously. The big magazines were getting sort of previews and their hands on the game, and it started to build up the hype for the game. But it was very soon afterwards that, January 1996, the game was released. And Kikuchi sort of essentially said, Guardian Heroes represents my attempt to create a belt-scrolling beat-em-up that could stand toe-to-toe with recent versus fighting games. And so as we mentioned, it was released 26th of Jan in Japan, 24th of April in America, and 13th of June in PAL regions. So yeah, the legacy of the game, there was a sequel, an HD remaster, and spiritual successor. So if you don't know, in 2004, Advance Guardian Heroes was released on the Game Boy Advance, and it wasn't very good by all accounts. I've not actually played it, to be fair, but
that looks rough.
Everything I read about it did not sound like a fun game, and it wasn't really like a Guardian Heroes game. Sadly, wasn't so good. But then in 2011, there was the Xbox 360 release of Guardian Heroes, the HD remaster, and it was good. I don't know if you guys played it. I played it. I thought it was great fun. It's essentially the same game as the Saturn game, just much better visuals, which was really cool. And then, I didn't update the text on this one. But yeah, a spiritual successor called Code of Princess was released for the 3DS in 2012. I've not actually played this game, so I don't know what it's like, but it looks like it could be a fun game. Oh my god, Scotty has a copy. Let's quickly.
This shows how much Graham pays attention to what I'm doing.
It's hard to see you on a tiny little camera. There we go.
Nice.
Look at that.
I barely played this. I was actually opening it up to try to look at the it came with a soundtrack or something. So that was, what most of the games did.
Oh,
on the
wow.
3DS though. Code of Princess with a scantily clad warrior lady, and it's up to 4 player, but each person
Nice.
needed a cartridge to play
Oh,
the
okay.
game, a copy of the game. And I was actually trying to just read about that, but it had local multiplayer and somehow internet multiplayer. So never got to experience that though.
Wow.
Yeah, but that exists, and it was it was one of those times where I was the only one to pre-order it. That's why my GameStop got any copies in, and still have not met anyone that's heard of this game besides probably you two. So yeah.
Yeah, man, it's cool that you've got it. So from what you've played of the game, does it play a bit like Guardian Heroes? Is it very different?
It plays exactly like Guardian Heroes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, there's layers and stuff, or planes that
Fantastic.
you jump between and everything. I don't know why I'm still big, but here's all this stuff. Unless you want to see the pretty artwork on the disc.
Oh, yeah, we can do
So
that.
Treasure, known for all of their
Oh, nice.
artwork and stuff. Sound and
That
visual
is
CD. Oh,
cool.
what does that mean? I don't know what that means. Unless there's
There's like maybe
but-
like
it's kind of an art book-ish thing too. See
Yeah.
if I can do this backwards.
That looks
Oh, boy.
gorgeous. Like the artwork in it is really nice.
nice.
Yeah, sometimes these bonuses with 3DS games were worth it. Everybody was throwing everything out on the 3DS, so
Mhm.
Yeah.
it was if it was anime, it was on the 3DS most likely. So, but yeah, it's an art
Wow.
book / soundtrack thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, speaking of gameplay, we have been playing this game for the last few weeks, haven't we? I think I have at least.
I have.
And
Yeah.
so, do you guys want to talk about? Let's just talk about, I guess, our previous experience when we first played the game. So, what do you have memories of this game, Casey? I'll start with you. Do you have any memories of this game when it first came out, or when you first played it?
Yeah, so I haven't played or never played the Saturn version back in the day because I famously never got a Saturn. And so my experience with the Saturn is limited to like emulating on handheld.
Oh, you still
consoles.
don't have one?
I still don't have one. Yeah.
Okay.
I know. Boo. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll see myself out.
I mean, now is the time to try to find other ways to play the Saturn finally.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. But I do remember the game. I do remember this being a very popular game with people who owned Sega Saturns. And I don't know if you guys know this, but the Saturn was like big in Portugal, where I'm from. Whereas like maybe the first couple of years, Saturn was the 32-bit console.
that's even weirder that you didn't get it then.
Yeah.
Assuming you lived there your whole life anyway.
Yeah, but like life and family stuff got in the way. So I skipped that whole generation. And I just
okay.
got back into gaming with the Dreamcast. That's why.
Hmm.
But I do remember seeing Guardian Heroes and thinking, this looks really nice. This looks really, really good.
Cool.
Because I was like, my visual like reference was 16-bit graphics on the Mega
Yeah.
Drive.
Oh, right, yeah.
This is amazing. And all these enemies on screen, all these visual effects. This looks really, really nice. I
when
was a
did you
bit. I
first-
remember being. Sorry. Yeah.
I was going to say, when did you actually first play it then?
So I played it. I played the remastered version on the Xbox 360. That was my
Okay.
first experience with it, and then I emulated the Saturn version later.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. Wow.
Yeah, but I do remember when I first saw this, I was a bit confused by the three like planes, the layers or whatever you call them, like going back and forth in 3D. I was like, wait, what? And I, probably when I first played it, I was also a little bit confused by that.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I
was as well.
came back to it like the last few weeks for playing it for the show, the first thing I noticed was, oh my god, I don't remember, I don't have like the muscle memory to go back and forth, and I'm like getting kicked by all the enemies, and I should be avoiding them by switching planes. So I probably had the same experience when I first played the game on the 360.
Yeah. Nice. And actually, when you first got to play the 360 version, were you really happy? Or did you love it? Did you finish it? Did you what was your experience there then?
So I have a very fond memory of playing this game because I got the 360 like later in the life of that console, that generation. And that was my multiplayer, like online multiplayer with friends console. I got, I think, Sonic and All Stars Racing.
Yeah.
Was it Racing? No, Transformed on the 360? Yes,
Both of them
Transformed.
were on it.
Transformed. Yeah, but I think it
both
was
of them,
Transformed the one that we played most.
Okay,
Like
yeah.
with Radio Sega Peeps back in the day.
Okay, yeah.
And I also got this mostly to try the multiplayer,
Oh yeah.
the co-op,
Oh yeah.
because there's like a very crazy versus mode, like up to
Mhm.
12 people or whatever. I never played that. That was like insane. But the co-op was amazing. And I have very fond memories of playing. I don't think we've ever like gotten to the end of the game, because as people who know me know, I'm not very good at playing video games.
Yay! I'm not the only one.
Pro player.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have very fond memories of playing co-op, and it's a very fun game to play with friends. Definitely recommend it for that.
Nice. And Scotty, what about you for your like first experience?
I thought I was going to be. Oh, sorry.
Oh, you go for it.
I thought I was going to be the minority in that my first experience with this game was also the XBLA version, on the 360 version. I really only knew of this game because of my collecting. Just as a collector, I knew that it was one of the pricier Saturn games. Now it is not, which is sad to say, because I was like, let me double check, because I always mention the price of every game we talk about. Now in the US, this game only goes for apparently $219, which that's on the lower side for the Saturn library, unfortunately, folks. Yeah, like Japan, it's $40. PAL version's $131. Honestly, rarely is the PAL version as close to the
that's true.
US demanding price or whatever. Don't pay that. But yeah, I remember that I knew of this game just because of that. Like, and also Treasure makes beautiful games. All of their games are very visually stunning and detailed. And so I remember playing this, and you have to play it in a way that whatever controller you're using, the shoulder buttons have to be going up and down the fields. Or the fields of view. What do they call it?
Planes, I think. Is it planes?
Okay.
Plains view. Okay.
Plains view, sure. But the different rows that you're bouncing between to fight everybody, I assume they ended up with that because you do have essentially fighting game mechanics for the combos and stuff in here. You know, you have to do like down kick or like almost like dragon punches and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that would be impossible to do. Well, it would be impossible to do adequately or accurately if you had 3D running around rather than these layers. So it made sense to me with that. But yeah, the XBLA version, I really only played the multiplayer. I think I played through the story once, or like tried to get the achievements or something. I don't know that do we remember or have notes if it had online multiplayer co-op, or was it only local co-op for the campaign on the Xbox?
It had on.
It did.
Wrong.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
If not, my memories are completely like messed up because I remember playing it online.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm sure I did play at least one playthrough online.
Okay.
And I did think, because I actually went back to it to check. I when replaying, I mostly played the Saturn version on my little. I think I showed you like I sent you a picture, Graham, of like me playing.
Oh yes,
handheld console.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And I struggled a bit with like the controls on this little small thing.
Yeah.
But then I went back to the XBLA version, and I remember when you're setting up a new game, you can get Xbox Live on or off. So I think people can join a playthrough.
Oh, that's cool.
Right.
Very arcadey.
Mid playthrough or something. Yeah.
That's really neat.
Cool. I believe. I that's what I got from looking at that menu. Don't quote me on that.
No, I believe it. That would make sense because they were really striving for a lot of like that arcade experience with XBLA at some points.
And I have the feeling that back then when the servers were active and people were like playing the game, I remember like getting random people joining me like mid run for like a couple of like stages or whatever.
That's
cool.
pretty neat. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mainly played it through multiplayer, and it was probably that character we just saw on the screen with the giant laser, the first kind of boss that you fight. This was in the Sega Addicts days. We would go online and we'd invite people online, and one streamer, he would always pick that guy, and he would just in the chat he would be like, and B button, and it just launched the laser across the screen, and B, like that would be the only move, and he would just dominate if you were in that.
Yeah.
If you were in his way, you were done. But yeah, the fact that you could pick just about any character in the game to play as in multiplayer was really neat. So of course I was the little gerbil creature, chinchilla, guinea pig thing, Nando, running around that has no real powers, but also no one could see or tell where I was. So it was fun in that. It was like playing a serve bot in Marvel vs. Capcom 2 or something, you know. Yeah, but just online multiplayer stuff mainly. So going back to it or returning to it for this, I have it on my Poly Mega, which I'm pretty sure I got from Chris, not Pal, but another Chris that we know, Graham, and that was very different. The only thing I'll say before we go into much more detail, the like main title screen for a treasure game, so sad, like such a disappointing, just bland, like green gray color, and it's just the logo and like start options, whatever the different things are, I forget. I only bring that up because treasure is like they basically make that screen right there, it's like, oh, this is it, huh? Like
Yeah, it's really
just kind of a
it was great.
I only say that because treasure does like they're over here painting murals while everyone else was like barely within the lines in their coloring books comparatively with all their games and disc art and everything.
I mean, is the Gunstar Heroes title screen?
Oh, like, it might be the same.
Much better.
I don't know.
I remember.
Gunstar Heroes.
I seem to remember like the words Gunstar Heroes, the title, and just like maybe an explosion or whatever in the background, but not much else.
Oh yeah, that is it. Oh right? Yeah, but it still looks badass because there's like just a dude at the bottom of the explosion, and it's like.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, it's a bit more.
Yeah, maybe a bit more. Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
So that's my experiences, I guess. There
nice.
You go.
Well, I guess So I don't know if I've ever mentioned this on the show. I actually got my Saturn quite late in the Saturn's day. I think it was like 97, 98 that I actually picked up a Saturn. So I got it secondhand. It was pretty late. So Guardian Heroes, though, I did buy not too long after I had a Saturn. So I got it. I've got my physical copy here. It was complete in box, which is good. I don't remember it being expensive when I bought it, because back in the day when I got the Saturn, and it is kind of towards the end of the Saturn's life, games were quite cheap. So I managed to get quite a few games relatively cheap. So I'm glad about that. But yeah, I took it to my friend's house. We both love Streets of Rage, and I kind of knew that this game was kind of a bit like Streets of Rage, that kind of, scrolling brawler type game. And KC sort of said the different plane movements confused the hell out of me. And yeah, me and my friend were like, whoa, what is this? That was the first reaction we had about it. And but once we got used to that, once we understood that you press up, so actually I'll maybe explain this to the audience. In Streets of Rage and games like that, you normally press up and you sort of walk to the back of the screen, and you press down to walk towards the screen. Yeah, like a 3D movement type thing. This doesn't work that way. There are three planes, or there's a front plane, a middle plane, and a back plane, and you have to press buttons, and your character will jump between the different planes, and they'll get smaller and larger depending on their position. But the enemy characters can do the same as well. So you're sort of fighting between the different planes. But as Scotty kind of mentioned, the controls and stuff, actually, you kind of do almost like Street Fighter style combos to actually pull off some of the special moves. So pressing up and stuff like that, which makes you jump or whatever, makes sense in that situation. Because otherwise, I think it might be really hard to control, essentially. But yeah, I just remember that being a key core memory of me and my friend being like, how do you play this game? Like, I think we didn't realize you had to press the button. I think at one point we were just walking along the front, and there's some enemies at the back, and we're like, huh? Because they weren't attacking us for some reason. So we're like, what?
They don't explain it. This was back when you had to read the manual if you wanted to understand the game.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's no like if you press Y, you'll jump between the different planes, and
Right.
hold down L to change what you do.
Go get him,
and
soldier.
yeah, like it took me a while to understand what the different magic things were and stuff, and also controlling.
I
You
still
get to
don't understand
control the undead.
Like the little thought bubbles.
Yeah, you
Yes, little
you
thought bubbles
hit
of-
one button, and I think you keep hitting that same button to cycle through your magic. Is that right? I already forgot.
I think you press left and right, so you hold.
The D-pad, like left and right.
yeah,
You can
left
choose
and right
between
D-pads
different
to choose,
options,
Yeah,
Right.
different
Okay.
spells and stuff.
which I was going to mention later as well, because that's something about the game. But essentially, there's a lot of this game that I've completely forgotten. But I remember being impressed by that opening area with all the fire, like basically just literally the opening screen.
I'm a sucker for any game that literally has an anime for its intro. I love that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And I also remember having lots of different paths and endings to the game. And that's what me and my friend did. We played a lot, just going through, trying out, because you get to choose your story almost as you're playing. But I don't, there's a lot of levels and stuff I don't remember. So, but that's kind of where from my memory of my core memories of the game. Let's chat about our current experience with the game. So, yeah, we now refreshed our memories. We've been playing for the last few weeks. So, yeah, let's kick off with Scotty this time. Scotty, what's like your overall thoughts of like your current playthrough?
It's insane. I'll just read my notes so I don't ramble as much. It's insane what the Saturn could pull off with all of the action that is happening in this game. And I assume Dragon Force came out after this game, but that's a strategy game that has literally hundreds of characters on the screen. But that I only mentioned because the creator said how much he wanted to get so much stuff going on at once on the screen and everything. And yeah, I mean this. Like, I guess this came out, well, no, not that late in the Saturn library, but like Sega should have used this game to showcase the console. Like, push Sonic aside, as they did anyway, and just be like, look at this insane 2D nonsense. Like, they're still in the arcade business then actively. It clearly wanted to be an arcadey game with how short-ish the campaign is, and how many different levels there are that you can, or different branching paths you can use or experience. And the fact that it was 6-player as well, or up to 6-player, you use I never remember what their thing is called, so I just call everything the multi-tap. Well, that's what Sony called for the PlayStation. I forget what the thing was called.
The Sega one was called that Saturn. As well.
It was like I don't know. You guys can find it there. But no, I was really impressed with everything that was happening on the screen during gameplay and what you're expected to handle. And I chose Han, the basic blonde dude, and with my zombie buddy running around. And the bosses later on are insane. I really could not progress, and I knew I had to be close to the end of the game. I finally looked up a guide and saw how close I was, and then I had to look up tactics because I mentioned I was playing on the Poly Mega, so I was scum saving. I didn't care for the sake of progression. And yeah, exactly. But
thumbs up.
Yeah, when I was going through though and getting to some of the later bosses that, as with most games, the boss would become a mid boss or just another character you fight as you progress. So I was just getting destroyed and kept kept scum saving like out of habit. I was just going through the motions and stupidly did that when I had very low health near the end and like almost no lives left. I looked up guides and I just started cheesing the undead warrior. So I would just hit, what's it, the Z button that goes to you controlling him, I think. Is that right? Whichever button it is, and you can like pick how you want him to, if you want him to defend you, if you want him to stay back, if you want him to do the fighting. So I think he has a berserk mode or something too. Like a crazy big
like
attack.
A rage mode or something, yeah.
So I totally cheesed it for like the last 2 levels and would run away and just hit berserk mode for him. And I would just stand aside and let him keep fighting the boss because he can't die. He's already dead, but but yeah, so I enjoyed it, but I was annoyed that I had to find a way to be cheap to complete it. Granted, I was playing by myself. Might be a different story if you're doing co-op. So, yeah. Oh, and the soundtrack is amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
KC, what?
Oh, I was going to say sometimes there's an out-of-place saxophone, but then you're like, no, I'm digging this.
Yeah. Yeah. As for me, I'll start with the soundtrack as well, because it's like, so I at times it's random because like, is there a theme to the soundtrack? Maybe you could argue that
Rockin' Warriors.
maybe orchestral stuff and saxophone and yeah, but it's amazing.
And the volume up on my thing for a moment.
Oh yeah.
I stopped playing the
random saxophone. Why? Because they wanted to, and I applaud it. So the soundtrack is amazing. Yeah,
yes.
On the music and audio, apparently it's meant to be a hybrid of progressive rock, fusion, and orchestral synth. That's what I found online.
Yeah.
That's how they
all of those
described
things
it,
are in there. Yes.
Yes, that is true. That is accurate. Yeah. Which is great. I do think there are some standout tracks. I like Fighters of Pain, which is like I think it's like it's hard to tell you which stage it's from, because if you like choose the different branching paths, it's not the second stage, it's like the third. It's like, it's weird, but it's like the synthy one, I guess, which is nice. Tokimeki saxophone, which is like saxophone. And the vocal theme is also amazing.
Oh yeah.
Tsunaya Natani, which I just butchered. It's Japanese.
I got Burning Rangers vibes from it a little bit.
Definitely. And some other tracks as well. But soundtrack is amazing and like really amps you up in certain stages. Like the rock of it, you're like, yeah, and it fits the action on screen. Not so much for like the like those story moments, maybe like those like more dramatic, or like when they're telling you the story of this universe and like all the darkness around it. It's got like the ominous feel, but not standout tracks from the soundtrack.
It was like they couldn't calm down enough to make tracks for those scenes.
Yeah. As for the gameplay, I suck at video games, like I said. So I too had to scum save, especially on the Saturn version. So save state, load state, save state. But then I realized, so it had been a long time since I last played this game. So then I realized some things started to come up, like in my brain. Oh wait, you can like control the undead hero. You can like give him commands and stuff. And so I started to understand how to cheese through boss fights as well. But it's still a very hard game, I think. I don't know if you guys feel that.
Yeah, it's still challenging.
It's kind of challenging. We don't have like 100 or 200 enemies on screen, but you do have a lot of
definitely double digits
enemies. Yeah. Ones that are a little bit like annoying are like the giant mechs or robots or whatever that you find, and then you destroy them because you're like just button mashing or whatever, and then they explode and they like that's a hit. It's like
huge explosion.
I usually die because I'm low on health, so yeah. So there's strategy involved, which is interesting. It's not like your usual beat 'em up in that sense. Also, the RPG elements add to the strategy part of it, because you at the end of each stage you have like experience points to distribute through your different abilities.
I have to admit I didn't fully understand most of those.
So I think,
or
depending on the character that
I didn't understand how they actually help you.
Like the actual practical effect of it. In the gameplay. I do think I got a few of them because I tried different characters. And the last one that I tried was Randy. That's why I like Randy. And Randy's like the magic type guy. And so what I did was I just used everything on the magic points.
There you go.
And that boosted his attacks, his magic attacks. So I got a little bit of a feel that, yeah, that's what you should do with this guy. Maybe just amp up the vitality a little bit as well, so you have more life points or HP. But and to that effect, do break everything you have on screen, like the barrels and the crates, because those add to your XP that you can at the end of the stage distribute through your ability. So do that. I think the standout thing for me though is the level of options you have in terms of affecting the story, the progression of the story, like the branching path. I don't know if by then we had anything else that did this. Maybe we did. I can't remember.
Outrun?
Good point. I stand corrected. Oh, I see what you did there, Graham.
Oh,
is that your gameplay?
Can you back it up and pause it a second there?
Oh my god! So what we're seeing now is he put everything into strength.
Yeah. This is my, I think, 6th playthrough. So I've been playing. I played all different characters and then went back to Han for the final my last playthrough that I did before we did the show. And yeah, I was like, I'm going to stick everything in strength for this guy. And then I went to vitality, and then I think I went to luck or something. Because he just has a sword. He does do a little bit of magic, but not much. The strength option was easily the best one for him.
Can I ask what luck means in this game? Does that mean you find better items, or what?
I'm not sure. I remember I read somewhere one of the characters, when you do their luck, it actually helps a lot, which I can't.
So for listeners, we're looking at the stats screen right now that happens at the end of every level, and you've got your character in the background, but it's strength, vitality, intelligence, mentality, I think, and then agility.
I think luck. It's like the magic points, like the MP. I believe that's what I increased for Randy.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I only maxed out, or I didn't max out, but I played as Han, and I think strength and vitality I did mainly for him. And then I thought maybe agility will speed him up. I'm like, let's just max out strength.
Yeah, so luck is a chance of critical hits.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Taking less damage from attacks, I think, in random points.
Yeah.
And I think depending on the... I think so. Depending on the character, it has different random effects as well.
Yeah. So I think with Nicole, it affects her magic and stuff as well.
Nicole.
Nicole's really weird. She's a cleric, so she's the only character that can heal. She's got different spells, but some of the spells are random. I would do the same spell multiple times, and different things kept happening. I was like, "What is going on?" And then I actually read in the book, or read somewhere, that she has random attacks in magic. I'm like, okay. And there's one where these smiley faces just drop down from the sky, and sometimes they'd hurt the enemies, like lightning would come down after them, and sometimes they just land on the floor and just nothing would happen. I'm like, what was that? Nothing happened. It's really, really weird.
The wild card.
Yeah, and I noticed that sometimes with some of the magic, if you had low magic ability, you'd fire a magic spell and it'd sort of chase after the enemy and then just fizzle out and not hit them. I'm like, apparently once I think it's either the mental one or the intellect one.
I think it's the mental one.
Yeah, you're more likely to get your attacks to hit and stuff. So it's actually quite. It's very subtle. Some of these things that you change, but it actually does help all the characters, and the different characters, depending on who you play as, different things will happen basically, which is really cool. But I only realized that on my 6th playthrough. I was like, okay, right, now I know what's going on.
I think my first playthrough this time, I just try to, he needs a little bit of agility, a little bit of strength, a little bit of vitality. He needs to be smart, so intelligence.
When I came back to playing this game, I had forgotten tons of what this is about. It'd been about 15 years since I last actually played it. Well, since the Xbox 360 version came out, which I played a little bit of, then I haven't touched any version since then. And I've forgotten so much. The story, I remember tiny bits of the story. I remember the golden undead warrior. I vaguely remember the starting point with the place that catches fire. I remember a couple of the bosses, but the story is really weird. Like like some of the conversations they have in this game, I was like, "What is going on right now?" It's also a lot tougher than I remember. I had to put it onto easy mode, which gives you 99 continues to actually beat the game.
Nice.
Did you guys do that at all? Or
Nope.
oh, okay. If
Nope.
you
Didn't know that.
Should have.
if you go to
Skip
easy mode, you
states.
get 99 continues, so it makes it better. And just so you know, like for both of you, if you did play it without saving, like yours, the scum saving, as you said, when you die and go back to the title screen, you can continue from where you the level that you died on. So there is actually a save. There is a save function, like a passive save function, I guess you call it. But once you beat the game, you then have to start the game from scratch again. And I completely forgot that you needed combos to pull off the special moves. And it wasn't until
that's when I started looking stuff up.
Yep. Yeah, like my third playthrough, I realized, oh yeah, you can actually do like, because I was just pressing A and B and just just trying to do normal like Streets of Rage style fighting. But then it's like, oh, okay, yeah. And on this last playthrough, I worked out a couple of good special moves, and I just spam them most of the time. He does this really cool thing where he hits people in the air and he flies up in the air, and then he can do like a almost flaming swan dive on people.
That's exactly what I would do. Yep. You did have to time it though, so it is. I mean, this has a lot of fighting game DNA in it, so it's cool. I feel like the new Ninja Turtles game, Shredder's Revenge, tried to do a lot of this, but that one's still you're moving around freely in a 3D environment. You can't do combos as well, but they tried to like do homages to things like this with combos, but this one pulls it off a lot better because you can do like some of them. It is like left, right, and then an action, or like the one that you were saying, like uppercut kind of thing, Graham, I think is just down and kick. I can't remember now at the same time or something. But yeah, that was when I was looking up and trying to figure out like who should I pick? Are there actual differences? That's when I saw the combos, and then as I was getting a little bored just using the same things, and it was just rinse and repeat. I'm like, let me go back and see what the manual had for like combos and stuff. So that made it more interesting for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And actually on this, so I just was mentioning like the different paths we talked about. Like this playthrough that I did was the first time I actually got a different sword for Han. I don't know if you So
I didn't see this part at all what they're looking at right now. I did not even go to this area.
So for audience and other people, when you start the game, you're holding this or the big thick sword with the red bit that the golden undead warrior's holding right now. That's because that's the sword that belongs to the golden warrior, but you only get to use it briefly, and then it gets taken away from you. So then you've got like your normal big, long, thin sword. And then randomly, I must have chosen a different path on this one. You fight this other undead warrior, and you get to take his sword afterwards. And then for the rest of the game, you've got this other cool sword. And like,
is it different? Like, does it have better power?
I don't think it really does.
I don't know what to ask.
But it's I don't know if it did or not. But I was just like, that's cool. Like it really changes it kind of just changes the game. Like the way every time I played it, something different happened. I was like, this is really good. So even on single player, I was really enjoying it. So I get to take his sword now. Like,
oh, interesting. Cool. It looks just like the Undead Warriors one, but different color in the middle.
Yeah, it's interesting the way they made the storyline though. Like, because certain events happen each time, but in different areas sometimes. I found.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna mention that. Like, it's different. There's different context, or maybe there isn't context to some of the things they say. Because if you choose, I remember one of the playthroughs I found like can't remember his name. Starts with a K, I think.
Carl.
Yeah, Keno Carl. And Keno Carl is like the wizard guy that's supposedly behind the. Are we spoiling a game that's 30 years old?
We can talk about this. Yeah,
I mean, if we barely understood bits of the story,
that's it. Like, there's supposedly this guy who's like you encounter like pretty early, I guess, not pretty early, like halfway through the game, depending on the paths that you choose.
Yeah, depending on the path you do.
Yeah, and so one of the first playthroughs, I found him, and he explained everything in a very logical order, There was a cutscene that played, and then you fight him, I think, and then you move on to other realms and whatever, and things get even more confusing. But on another one, I went through like the pillagers or whatever, the thieves hideouts.
Okay. Oh yes, yeah.
And then that led us to a whole other ordeal and more different like types of story. And then you find the wizard, and it's like they assume you know some of the context to the dialogue that you don't get through that playthrough. That like,
here's the wizard guy.
Do those choices.
Yeah,
there you go.
That's a wizard.
Yeah. In fact, in this playthrough, you talk about when you talk about the thieves, you talk about those like really muscly guys. Yeah.
I think that you have they capture you at some point, then you have to escape.
This playthrough, this
gotta join you if you.
This playthrough here is the only time I did not get to meet them. It's weird. So sometimes you get to meet them, sometimes you don't. So it's
exactly. Depending on the choices that you make.
Yeah. It's in fact, actually, sort of talk about choices and stuff. Actually, I read online and also somewhere. I think it was in the manual. Apparently, if you hurt villagers or civilians or something, you get it's like you get a darker ending. But I don't think I ever fought the villagers. Like I
sure did.
Killing villagers, like
they're running all over. Usually it's like the second level maybe, or when they run around the street or something. Right?
I must have missed.
Yeah, it depends on where you go, right? Like,
yep.
After the first stage ends, you have to make a decision. Should we go back to the village? Should we go?
To save village. Yeah, I actually wrote down my first playthrough everything I chose, but
right, and so. That alone, like, decides a whole chunk of the story that you might not see.
So even if you, at one point, like what I have here on my list of things I chose, the first thing I chose was rest in forests. Then the next one was you could choose whether or not you wanted to save the village. I think avoid the village and something else, I forget. But I said save the village. And so even if you choose that, you could still just kick the crap out of villagers that are running around.
Yeah, really.
And then the one after that's like approach castle from the town, etc. So you get different, Yeah. So maybe you just never went to the village.
You
or
can
something.
choose like to help your friends or confront the bad guy at some point.
Right.
And that impacts as well what happens when you move on to another realm with like another type of creatures that may have a first impression of you that's different. Guess.
Yeah.
Wow.
Should we actually try and explain the main premise of the game?
Oh, please do.
So, so this is my understanding.
For my sake, at least.
The whole point is, like, hundreds of years ago, there were these two different types of like divine beings. So the sky spirits and the earth spirits, and the sky spirits basically wanted to get rid of the earth spirits, so they imbued humans with magical powers, and the humans with magical powers helped the sky spirits get rid of the earth spirits, so they kind of like banished them away. But then the sky spirits became fearful of the humans with the magic, so they managed to banish the magic users away as well. And then it became the time of the sword, so like magic didn't really exist or something. But then Canon, this wizard guy, managed to sort of come out from where they were trapped or whatever, and started to bring back the magic users or something. And he installed a fake royal family or bloodline or something. And the golden undead warrior that fights with you used to protect the original bloodline of the royal family. And basically, he joins you to fight for vengeance, like to get back at Canon and the evil people. But yeah, basically, and in the storyline, you get sort of the influence by the sky spirits and the earth spirits. You get to choose who you want to fight for and stuff. Maybe you don't want to fight for either of them. But that's kind of the thing. Canon's trying to bring back magic to the world and get rid of the sword, whereas you get to choose what you want to do, basically, if you want to fight with them. And that's kind of what I understand from the storyline based on my playthroughs. Does that make sense to anybody?
Yeah, well done. Well done.
So it's bad to bring magic back? Is that what we're saying?
Well, I think it depends on your point of view. But yeah, basically Canon has installed these puppet puppet royal family, and this guy here, the guy in the black, is the son of the king, but he doesn't realize the king is a puppet or something.
Yeah.
And
And the king's maybe like not really a puppet at all. In depending on the playthrough, maybe he's like one of the like the earth spirits guys.
You get to meet the king.
Yeah, there's a playthrough where you get to and you can fight him, and like his son will say, "Oh, I'll kill you," and because it is not acting as a true king. Yeah,
I didn't experience that.
And the royal family, the fake royal family, are they the Khans, right?
That's the Khans, that's my understanding.
Khan! So yes, oh boy. In my playthrough here, I chose to save the village. I approached the castle from the town and decided upsetting the spirits was unwise. I went to the wizard fort. From there, I could choose to confront the king. And I did, and he was he turned into flying demons, and we fought those. And from there,
on that play, like in that place, you probably had the son with you, and he was very upset with his father because you're not acting like a real king. And then
you're not my dad.
And that's one of those places where you can like just go away and save someone or help someone instead of like confronting the king, I think.
Yeah. There are choices where you just remove yourself from a situation.
You can also like side with the king instead, I believe. So there's a lot of freedom in terms of decisions.
Eventually I got to a stage called Warrior in the Light, and that's when things got even crazier. And that was when I decided to start spamming the undead warrior's berserk attack. I didn't even have this battle that we're seeing right now. Did I? I can't remember.
I don't remember this one either. Yeah.
This isn't in this playthrough. This is the fight with Cannon, who's like meant to be like the main antagonist of the game, but I think I kill him in this one, and he doesn't come back. So I kill him like halfway through the game because this is basically halfway through my playthrough, and there's loads more afterwards. But I think there's another playthrough I had where I basically had to fight him at the end. So and I think we should also mention there are multiple endings to the game. I think is it 5 or 6 endings or something? Different endings, different like based on your choices and your actions throughout the game. So
take that, Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
How
many endings does Guardian Heroes have? Internet says 5.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah,
cool.
That makes sense.
Oh, with 2 of them having slight variations, so technically 7.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Are we going to talk about the XBLA differences or the difference between the two versions?
Yeah, we can do.
Yeah.
I didn't actually have the full list written down. I don't know if you know them, Casey.
I don't think I have a full list, but I have some that I remember, like the remix mode, which going back to the gameplay and being like, so when you play the XBLA version, the 360 version, you can play with original graphics or like the HD upgrade. Which I saw somewhere that some people didn't think looked good for some reason.
Maybe that was when like smoothing was all the rage or something. I don't know.
Maybe, but I think they still look good. But maybe if you're like more of a purist, you like
it was like it wasn't just smoothing; they actually did full new sprite work basically, didn't they? It was really good. From memory, it was really good.
I think so. Yeah, the sprites were like upgraded to HD.
Okay.
You could there's original mode and remix mode as well, because original mode like plays the same, but remix mode adjusts the gameplay mechanics a little bit.
Okay.
And it's like more modern. I think it's maybe turns the game like a little bit easier because you have more freedom of movement. Maybe there's like you can recover mid-air. There was a place I remember. I can remember what the stage was, but I remember there was an enemy that was constantly throwing me in the air,
Oh,
and I
okay,
kept
yeah.
dying because of that. And so this introduced like air recoveries and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
had like more balanced attacks as well, and like the magic was a little bit more balanced between different characters.
Yeah.
I don't think it was like a big difference, but it probably made the game a little bit easier because of those recoveries and the balanced
Yeah, that makes
moves.
sense.
Nice.
Yeah.
I found some stuff on Wikipedia. If we could take it
Okay.
with a grain of salt. But it says remix mode, like you were saying, control and mechanics. It doesn't impact the level design or content. It says some of these changes,
Mhm.
like the new attacking and dodging controls, air dashing,
Oh,
and
yeah,
air
dodging.
recoveries. And it says here it was modeled after Treasure's own Bleach: The Blade of Fate, which is a fighting game that also features elements of Guardian Heroes. Then it goes on to say the script for story mode was rewritten, contains updated dialogue as well as changes in name to the Earth and Sky Spirits, now known as Earthblood and the Skyborn. And then it
Okay.
mentions it had 12 up to 12 player
Didn't
multiplayer
notice
instead of
that.
just 6.
I didn't notice that difference, like in names.
And it does say that it's backwards compatible or forwards compatible, whatever, with Xbox One. And I'll mention it here before I forget. I looked, and you can still download it. It is $5 on online.
I played it on my
Yeah.
Xbox Series X, so
There you go.
Oh,
definitely
nice.
backwards compatible.
Oh, I'm gonna download it. Even though I got it on Saturn, I'm gonna download it again. Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds good.
I'm surprised you can
Excellent.
still
It's
purchase
easier to play with the controller, like with the remapped controls, definitely for
Okay.
Oh, and one thing that this adds is like, what is it called in the menu? I think it's repertoire, I think.
to do
And
what
it
with.
shows you all the different combos, the controls for
Oh my
all the different
gosh.
combos and stuff.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's pretty useful.
because the Saturn version does have that, but it's only on the main menu in one of the options. You have to go into and
Yeah.
look at the characters.
Yeah.
You can choose the characters and look at the but halfway through the game, you're like, what do I do? And like you have to
Right.
get the manual out and go. "Roar."
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good upgrade, man.
Mhm.
Yeah. Actually, one thing I want to touch upon, because this has come up multiple times now in the last, well, I say multiple times, like the last 2 or 3 episodes, the visuals for the Saturn and transparency. Because again, we mentioned multiple, like a few episodes ago, about, we talked about the transparency on the Saturn wasn't meant to be very good. And there's only like a handful of games that do it. But this game, I think, is one of them that does it. But it's a weird mix of some bits are proper transparency, some bits are the mesh effect that they do. So like Nicole's cape. Did you guys play as Nicole at all?
Nope.
No, I want to come clean and say I did one playthrough. You guys talking though tells me I definitely should have played it more than once, but I did one playthrough with Han, and that was it.
Okay.
Okay.
Good
I was
old
going to bring up
Nicole.
my Nicole playthrough maybe, because that would just show you that 1 second. Yeah, her cape is fully transparent.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
The
yeah.
whole game.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's like crazy because the Saturn wasn't known for transparency, yet this game has some good transparency. As I say, there are some areas where there's a mesh transparency which isn't so good. But
And
I
it looks
remember
like
from
one of
some
her
the
magic attacks actually had like transparency to it. Unless
yeah. So there's actually some of the magic is transparent. I remember some flames at certain points are transparent, but some of them aren't. It's like crazy. Oh yeah, this is weird. Yeah,
what was
it's one of
that?
the weird
She just has
spells.
different. Check out my
these-
Lisa Frank stickers. That's what it looked like when she was cycling through her magic attacks.
Yeah, she's a lot of fun to play as. Actually, that's the other thing. I found the characters all very different to play as.
Yeah.
Like Jinjaru is just martial arts and stuff, but he also throws like shurikens at some point. But yeah, Nicole's magic is crazy, but she can also heal. So if you are struggling, healing is really helpful.
I wish I had found this as a kid. I would have made my friends play this game probably.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
This is like replayability the game.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Because that's the thing. The game, if you want to play from start to finish, a single playthrough is roughly an hour. I found. I think it was an hour and 10 minutes. If you got the 99 continues, it is.
Or save states. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually, once I started understanding the mechanics, it got easier. Like the later stages didn't, but like it got pretty much like bearable for like the first half or so.
My understanding is, I think through a single playthrough, the maximum levels you actually go to are 10, but there are actually 30 levels in total. So depending on your playthrough and how you play and stuff, you're going to experience something completely different. And there's also the multiple endings. So, and the different characters, the way you play as them is really good. And you also got, I believe you can actually unlock Serena, who's the lady in red there, as a character to play in the single player as well. Which I didn't get to do this time around, but I've seen videos online of people playing as her in single player. So yeah, this is so much replayability in this game. It's really impressive for that, I think. Yeah, it's really good.
And it's got the versus mode as well.
Yeah, the versus mode, and especially and if you unlock all the characters, like you can play as like a civilian, for example, in the deathmatch mode, the versus mode. As Scotty was saying, the big robot thing. Also, basically, most of the characters you've come across, you can play as.
I think that's what happens if you encounter an enemy or a character at all. It unlocks it basically in versus mode. That's the only requirement for most characters, at least.
Wow. Yeah, I did not play versus mode in this because I don't have anyone to play with at the moment. So,
you can play by yourself, or you can set it to all computers.
Can you? I didn't even. Yep. I didn't even try that. I was like, I can't do that. I was okay. I have to do that then.
And if you play the XBLA version, you have arcade mode, which is like
I don't
versus mode, but with like hordes and hordes of enemies.
Okay, cool.
Those 100 or 200 enemies they wanted, they're here.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
I don't know, probably not, but it's very, very hard. Very hard. And if you play as the gerbil, which I did, or the rabbit or whatever,
I don't know what he is still.
You get instantly killed. Basically, I don't know what happened. I started moving right and game over. What? Yeah, that's it. I guess
he has no health
for now.
Yeah, the gerbil, Nando.
Yeah. I don't want to bring the conversation down at all, but does anyone talk about frustrations for the game? Any negatives that you found?
Yes, it's crazy easy. It's easy to lose track of yourself. Very easy to lose track of yourself. And sometimes I wrote here, sometimes I could not even stay up long enough to attack a boss. It felt incredibly broken near the end. Like I was literally not even on I could not, I was getting destroyed and comboed, and to the point that I couldn't even stand up long enough to hit a button. So I was like, I have to be doing something wrong here. Oh, I am. I'm doing all the fighting. Go get him, Zombie Knight.
Yeah.
So, which I think I also avoided doing that at first because I assumed that the Undead Warrior, which I felt bad he didn't have a name. It's just like, that's like just as bad as, I don't know, whatever. But, so I said Carl before. Carl the Knight, Carl the Zombie Knight. I would hit the Berserk button for Carl, and I thought surely that has to be limited. Like I have Berserk power or something. No, you could argue there's a cooldown, but you can just keep spamming that.
Yeah. And I think the only thing that affects it is if he gets attacked, that he will.
Yeah, it can't get interrupted.
So you got to try and defend him, I guess. But
sort of.
Yeah,
Did you guys play with the different? Because like you have like the little thought bubble with different like.
You mean
icons.
For Carl?
For Carl. So you have like. Carl behind you, you pointing at Carl and whatever.
Yeah.
Do you understand all of those without looking them up?
I think I assumed that one was I do the fighting, you go back. Another one is you defend me or something. But there's like 6, and so the only one I paid attention to was the Berserker Rage or whatever it's called.
There was one that I couldn't work out what it did, and basically it was hold. So basically he stands in one spot or something. That was the only one that I was like, because I basically just played with them to work out what they were, and then eventually I looked at the manual and was like, oh, that one means stay still.
Well, like other than
follow, hold, or Berserk.
Yeah,
but I think I got 2 of them maybe, and then the others And
but at the start of the game, I actually found him annoying because he was in defensive mode, so he just kept every time I changed plane, he'd follow me, and then all the enemies would follow me, and I'd be like I was trying to do like a magic spell, but because he was moving with me, all the enemies were following him, and I was like, and then eventually I was like, okay, actually, if I send him out, go away, like,
Distract him. Yeah.
Distract them, basically. Yeah.
I don't know.
Look, shiny.
I really don't know why you would need him to do anything other than attack, though, unless you're trying to do a run where you don't hurt any villager and maybe he's accidentally hurting villagers. I don't understand the point of him having so much versatility, honestly.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe it's like having the option, just like if you're good enough at this game and you want to like play alone.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe. I'm going to look at or does it say in the guide?
I'm going to do this.
In your instruction manual there, Graham? I was going to look it up. Let's see what the different images are and whatnot. Let's see.
No, that I know now. It's attack, defend, follow, hold, and berserk.
Hold. Okay.
Which is the one that he like stands still and waits for your command again.
Oh, there's the manual actually tells you the main plots of the story, which is handy.
We should have just read that earlier, probably.
Yeah, it really breaks it down. Okay, yeah, I won't read it, but yeah, it's like a full page of it. I was gonna mention some of my frustrations. One of them was what you said, Scotty, about like sometimes you get caught by enemies and literally can't escape. So your health drains really quickly.
It's like Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, that happens a few times. I had lots of enemies, but it's also on a couple of bosses where they spams magic at you, and it's literally like I get hit, about to get up, I get hit again. Like, oh, for God's sake! That's when the 99 lives really helped out.
Yeah.
And I genuinely did not like the commands and the magic use. Like, as you say, you press a button and a little thought bubble comes up and then you choose what you want. But you can't do anything basically you have to stand still and make sure no one attacks you. Because if you get attacked, you can't do the thing you want to do. And yeah, sometimes I'd be like going too quickly and I'd choose the wrong magic or whatever I was trying to do.
Maybe a second stick would have helped that. I don't know.
Yeah, or even I'd have been okay if you just press pause or something and then choose your magic, or like if you could
like a radial menu.
Yeah.
Weapon wheel or magic wheel.
Or you press pause, selects the magic option you want, and then you just press the magic button and just use that magic power until you want to change your magic or something like that. I don't know. That would have been. I'd been fine with that, but yeah, it was a bit frustrating when you're trying to do that.
Because you have to stand still and not get interrupted by enemies while you're choosing the correct option, and while like casting the spell. If you get interrupted during any of these two actions, it cancels out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's a couple of times where I want to do a fireball at a specific enemy, and by the time I selected it, they jumped to a different plane.
Yeah.
It does chase them, which like the fireball does, or some of the magic chases the people, but when they're moving around, it actually makes it harder to hit anyway. So it's just like, oh man. Also, I found I weirdly got caught in my own magic a few times. Like I'd do a fireball at an enemy, they'd catch fire, then I'd catch fire, and I'm like, oh what? What happened there? Or lightning would come down that I cast, and then I'd get hit as well.
Probably down to luck.
Maybe it's down to luck. Yeah, maybe that's the luck thing. Yeah. And I also mentioned like fights can be too chaotic at times. Like I lost myself a few times. Like with harness especially, like I'd be like swinging my sword and then realize it's actually the Golden Warrior that's swinging his sword and I'm on the other side of the screen. And I'm like, oh,
nice.
Idiot. And also, you guys probably didn't experience this as much, but the very start of the game, I wish you could skip the dialogue.
Yes.
Because
you can in the XBLA version.
Can you? That's
a sign of the times.
Yeah,
it's like a very, very fast forward mode.
Okay, that's good.
And then because let's skip entirely. It's like fast forward, very fast.
Right. I think that would have been good to have. Because I think one thing for people to bear in mind is depending on like the character you choose, every time there is a cutscene where people are talking, the different character you choose, the actual dialogue does change. So it almost gives a different context between the different what's happening. So even though it's the same people talking, their words change, which is quite interesting. But once you've played with those same characters a few times, it's like this, especially at the start of the game, you're like, I just want to skip this bit because you're kind of stuck doing the same thing over and over again.
I don't think I even encountered this lady that you're fighting right now in the gameplay we're watching.
Oh yeah, she's
some sort of bat lady. She a succubus or something?
The Earth Spirit person, maybe. She's like one of the main bosses, but not the final boss.
Yeah, the ones.
Yeah, she's pretty tough.
The bat like guys are usually Earth spirits.
Of course.
Okay. I feel like she is one of the Earth Spirit people or something. Because this is, I think, we're in the Earth Spirit realm at the moment.
Gotcha.
Yeah, she's pretty tough. She's pretty cool. In fact, let's just skip to
humans.
Yeah. And then it talks about how like you've been fooled and stuff to like follow the sky spirits or something.
So who's the real main or like bad guy?
It's you decide,
you, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
That's the fun part, or one of the fun parts of this.
Yeah.
I don't know who was for me. I'm trying to look at my notes, but I don't think I really specifically.
You got the king, right?
Down.
So maybe the
king?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess the king was then, yeah. Very true. Okay.
Yeah, because then I fought the Earth Spirits and I fought the Sky Spirits in this one.
As you should. Fight everyone.
This guy sucks.
Yeah.
This guy sucks.
I'm not sure about this guy. I was finding it interesting that the Earth Spirits could fly. Like they've got the Sky Spirits who you think, yeah, they can definitely fly, and then you got the Earth Spirits also can fly. It's
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. First episode of Transformers, the Autobots are flying around, then they never do it again. Who knows?
Really? Oh, I don't remember that.
Sorry. Focus, Graham. Focus.
Sorry. Let's focus back on this.
Oh my gosh.
So, Casey, do you have any frustrations, different frustrations to us at all, or anything
I don't think so. I think you guys covered everything. Did you guys get any like sort of occasional like slowdowns, frame drops, or something?
I noticed one part in the Saturn version where I got slowed down, but it only happened on one playthrough.
Okay.
Whereas I'd done that level multiple times, and there's only one time it got slowed down. But other than that, it was actually really smooth sailing for me.
It might have been this level for me, actually, when you're fighting like 3 of those robots at once.
Oh, okay,
as I didn't play on the original hardware for the Saturn version, I don't know if it was down to emulation, but I actually looked it up, and some people complained a little bit about occasional slowdown.
Okay.
There's so much happening in this game. Shut up, people.
Yeah, but that's it, right? So I think my only frustration with this is like that not enough people talk about this game, at least these days. I can see this being a good candidate for like an actual proper remake or maybe a re-release. I think we'll get into that later, but
yeah, that would be really good.
Cool game.
And we've kind of all mentioned things we loved about the game. Is there any standout favorite moments, like a single moment or something you really loved about this game? Or do you think we've already spoken about enough about that?
I mean, I said the soundtrack stood out at a lot of points. It was just kind of ridiculous. Well, it stood out, so it maybe didn't blend entirely well with the game, but that was when I started listening to like how obnoxious it can be. So that was good, though. Yeah. Mainly the saxophone.
Yeah. And actually, just a note on the audio, Casey, because you mentioned in the notes there was something about the about the audio knots. I can't remember what you said now.
So I actually found it. It was on your notes. Soundtrack has a good mix of genres, but none really stuck in my head. That's what I.
Yeah, so for me, I love the soundtrack, but after playing it, I couldn't think of any of the songs in the game. Whereas if there's other games that I'll play, and afterwards I go away just humming the music. Like earlier, I sort of mentioned that when we had a little break, I was humming Marble Zone from Sonic the Hedgehog in my head the whole time, because that's just music like that just gets stuck in my head. Whereas this game, none of the music got stuck in my head, but while I was playing it, I was like, "This is awesome! Like, it's great." So yeah,
I have a different experience with the soundtrack as well, because when I did Radio Sega's Top 40 Countdown on Radio Sega, obviously, I played every week. I played the tracks that people requested the most on the website, and there were some users that like requested a lot of Guardian Hero songs.
Okay.
So when I was playing through this again, and I went, oh yeah, this feels like there's some nostalgia in the soundtrack, not because I played it like 30 years ago, but because of my Radio Sega show days.
Yeah.
And so maybe that's part of the reason why I have these favorites, because I've heard them so much.
Sure.
That's fair enough. Yeah. Maybe I just need to go back and listen to some of the music again, just on its own, out of context.
I specifically wrote down in my own notes, rockin' end credits theme, guitar solos. So I don't know what that means.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice. And did you guys have a favorite character to play as? I know you guys, well, Scotty, you only played through one. You played it through once, although you like playing as Nando in the death match.
Yeah, because he's ridiculous.
You played as Han, did you? Did you say?
Yep.
When you were playing? Yep. Okay. The most basic character. I'm playing as him in this one. KC, you like Randy?
Yeah, I like Randy. I think Randy, maybe because I didn't think I would like to play as Randy. I thought I just like, I'm not very good at games, like I said like multiple times now. So I thought, yeah, I'm gonna be a Han guy. But when I played as Randy, like the freedom that you get from using all those different magic attacks, even though you have to pick them from the like the very not useful menu, the thought bubble. But that was really cool, and like upgrading your magic as like if you increase the mentality, like gauge, that also was really fun to see, like that doing really like amazing damage to enemies. So Randy for me. I never experienced Nicole though, so maybe, and after watching you play it as Nicole, I think I'm going to go back and try that.
Randy was fun. I think they're all actually fun to play as. I mean, Han is the most basic character, I guess, base level character of just a sword guy with a little bit of magic. But all the other characters, because they're all so unique, it's really fun to experiment with them. So yeah, when I played as Randy, I was like, this guy's cool. Then I played as Nicole, and I was like, this is weird, but I love it. I had a lot of fun playing as her.
I'd be curious to try the martial artist dude.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. Actually, one thing I loved about Nicole is I actually made a note of this. She actually has a move that pushes like a special combo move that pushes enemies back. So you've got lots of enemies around you. Actually, really helps. It pushes them back. It hurts them a little bit, but then it kind of gets you to reset to like actually take them down quite easily. So it made overwhelming fights a lot more manageable. And she can heal. So there you go. That's always a bonus. Yeah.
Nice.
Cool. So I guess closing thoughts and stuff. Would you still buy it today? And should people buy it? KC, what do you think?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Especially, is it still available? You guys say it's still available to buy?
It's on XBLA for $5.
Oh, that's a no-brainer. Yeah, definitely. Definitely worth more than $5. So yeah.
And what about the Saturn version for like £100 or $200?
Like, I mean, it's a great game. I think this is a very good showcase of Saturn's capabilities.
Yep.
And it's another time, right? Like I think as a collective, we all appreciate 2D games more than we did maybe back then.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like saying specifically the three of us, but like as a society, as a community, I think people appreciate 2D games much more now. And so this is an amazingly looking game with great gameplay, good soundtrack, like the replayability of it all. It's amazing. So I don't know why anyone with a Saturn in 1996 would miss out on this.
The only reason I could say is that there's no IP attached to it, maybe.
Yeah.
Like if it was just called Dungeons and Dragons Guardian Heroes, then more people would have bought it, you know?
Yeah, maybe I don't know how good of a job they did in promoting this game. Probably not very good as well. But how do you explain this game to a kid playing video games in like 30 years ago? It's like Streets of Rage, but not really.
Choose
It's
your
like
own
an
adventure,
RPG,
Streets of
but like
Rage, maybe.
maybe, yeah. Because it's not really where do you fit this into a single genre? Maybe
right.
beat 'em up, but it's the one that maybe could fit this into. But there's RPG elements. There's like branching paths and stuff. So yeah, maybe that was the problem.
Yeah, it's kind of unique in a way. I guess I'd try and pitch it like a Streets of Rage style brawler, scrolling brawler, beat 'em up type game.
In '96
core. That's how I feel like that's how it got me into it. So at the core, that's why I feel like I only really appreciate it now with the RPG elements more. I think as an adult.
Since the credits are playing, can you turn the music on real quick, Graham?
Okay. Tell me if that's too low.
Oh, no, that one's kind of like. Oh, here we go. No, maybe. I don't know. Don't worry about it. Oh, there's some guitar there, but I just didn't remember what I wrote at all. Or why I wrote what I wrote. But I think also, maybe in '96, there was a weird connotation with RPG, so they weren't sure how to market that. But now, if this game was released now, I could see it. If they said beat 'em up RPG, choose your own adventure thing, then
I guess it wasn't until like '97 when Final Fantasy VII really broke the Western market. That's when RPGs became really big in the West. Yeah.
But I will say also, Code of Princess, the EX version, that released in 2020, so that's why I totally missed it. Apparently October.
I was going to mention that. Do you think it's worth getting this?
Code of Princess on the Switch is still $39.99 digital download. On Steam right now, maybe
it's on
sale. It's down to $2, so definitely
I will
try
get
it out for that.
Yeah.
€3.69
in Europe. It's usually
90%
almost
off.
Yeah, here it's 75% off. Because it's usually $14.79.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder. Okay. Yeah, but it's super cheap. I'd say give it a shot for that cheap of a price, that low of a price. I don't want to speak to it that it's as good as Guardian Heroes. But yeah, it plays very similarly to it. This is a game that if you don't care about RPG stuff, maybe skip it because there is a lot of that going on. But also, I don't know. It's hard to. Like you said, it's hard to tell people what this is because it's not as nonstop as a Double Dragon or Streets of Rage, but it's not as slow as an RPG. So yeah, what is it in between there? Once you figure out the foreground, middle ground, background thing, then it becomes more natural of how to play it. But I think that was a hurdle I had to get over, was just that, do I go in the back? Do I go in the front? Does it actually matter? So it's a little more strategic than your basic beat 'em up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. I would say if you don't like RPGs, don't let that put you off it either, though, because it's quite light on the RPG elements. It's not like a Final Fantasy or a Shining Force, I guess. It's the RPG elements are lighter. It's more just freedom of choice, I'd say.
And the upgradable abilities.
Yeah, and the upgradable abilities. Yeah. So that's I guess that kind of falls into the freedom of choice. You just choose, you upgrade your abilities, and you can choose your path as well.
There is a lot more depth to this game than it leads on at first.
Yep.
I also just want to mention this end screen. Which, so for audio listeners, Scotty, do you want to describe what we're looking at here?
I'll just read it. It's a blue screen. It looks like it's an error screen at first. Like I thought something happened. I thought it thought my disk drive was open or something, but it says it's just a blue screen with this white font, all caps at the top. It says caution, and then the rest it says caution. This game is sold for the sole purpose of private entertainment in the home. Therefore, it cannot be used for the following activities without the express written consent of the copyright holder: duplication, gameplay other than for private entertainment in the home, rental services. So
After you played the game.
Yes,
after you
as I say,
played it,
Casey
completed it.
explained, why it's weird, because it's after you play the game. So this should be shown at the very start of the game, surely, but it's not. And you beat the game, then it's like, because then when this popped up, I was like, oh, yeah, okay. Yeah,
So
a bit like
by
you, Scotty,
showing the
I suppose,
screen
yeah.
on our podcast, we're breaking this rule.
Oh no!
Imagine like someone playing like a bootleg copy of the game or whatever, and oh my god, I have to turn myself in.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Please arrest me, officer.
There's only one thing left to do. Yep.
I didn't know about this, but now I do, and so
Oh man, it's really weird.
Yeah. So there we go. Guardian Heroes, baby.
There you go. Guardian Heroes. That's the game.
Happy 30th anniversary.
Happy 30th.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we all enjoyed it. And so people at home, if you played the game, if you played it on the Sega Saturn or on Xbox, let us know what you think. Did you enjoy the game? Yes, let's rank it. Let's do the ranking. So
how many Nandos out of 5?
Yeah.
Boom.
Literally saying the same thing. Yep. How many Nandos out of 5 do you want to do in this one?
I can start. I think I'll give it a 3 because you need the instruction manual. And if you don't realize that, you're going to have a rough time because you're probably not going to use combos, maybe not even know they exist. And if someone's like super not into anime, they might not like this game at all because it is very anime in a lot of areas. And yeah, it could also be, this game could be, if you have someone that doesn't know how to introduce it, you might have a totally different experience. Like, this isn't my Streets of Rage, something like that. But like, I don't know. Yeah, I'd say middle of the road, just because I had fun with it, but I was getting frustrated. Maybe if I had a friend, it would be more fun, but I feel like it should be able to stand on its own single player. So I don't know that I'll go back to it, really. I mean, I probably wouldn't have played it unless oh my God, let me start that sentence over. I don't know that if I ever would have played it all the way through again, if not for us recording this right now, because I only knew of it because it was a costly game at one point, or it was expensive to get at one point. So middle of the road for me. It's still a good game. I'm not saying it's good or bad, but it's okay.
And just to clarify to people listening or watching, Scotty does have friends.
I do have friends.
If he had a friend to play with, right? So yeah, don't feel bad for Scotty.
Yeah, there's plenty of other reasons too. But
because of other reasons. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
I wonder if the XBLA network is still up. Like, if you can still do multiplayer with that version, because if it's $5, that's the way to go to try it, rather than getting emulations going and stuff. I never assume with like old stuff like that.
Yeah,
I never assume. Yeah, I don't know if it would say anywhere. So 3 out of 5 Nandos for me.
KC, how many Nandos for you out of 5?
Okay. Can we have like decimal points?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. Half points.
Yep.
I would probably give it 4 out of 5 Nandos.
Okay.
But if we're like ranking the 2 different versions, I would probably give it 3.5 Nandos to the Saturn version and 4 to the XBLA version.
Okay, interesting.
Right?
That makes
because
sense.
I think it upgrades the game. It's not a completely different experience. Even if you play with remix controls, I don't think it's a completely different experience. It's a little bit different. But you can just like choose original mode and have the better graphics and skippable cutscenes, which is nice.
Yeah.
And just experience the game in a much prettier way and play with friends online. So because of that, I think it's worth the extra half Nando,
Okay.
which is already very like a Nando is very small, so
Yeah.
just a half Nando. But yeah.
I think I feel like I'm more positive than you guys on this game. I am going to give it either a 4 or 4.5. I'll give it a 4. I'm going to give it a 4. I'm very nearly drawn towards 4.5 because I think there's so much content in this game and it can last a long time, but there are some frustrations still in it. So it's not it's not like quite perfect, but yeah, 4 out of 5. I think it's a really good game. And I definitely recommend anyone to play it, especially for $5. Or whatever it is on Xbox in other countries. But yeah, if you can find it on Saturn for cheap, I would say don't spend £100 or $200 on it on the Saturn because I mean it's a great game. If you want to collect it, then do. But yeah, Saturn games are so expensive these days; it's ridiculous.
Don't tell me how to spend my money.
Yeah, you're not my dad.
You will not buy this game. Yeah, no, it's a really good game. So yeah, I love it. So yeah, there we go. So very cool. And I guess that kind of wraps up.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out if the XBLA version still has online active. I can't find a surefire
I think it's
answer
just
anywhere.
a matter of trying, I guess.
Yeah.
I can try it after we finish this.
We can do an addendum.
I just
Coda
wanted to
Princess
say
says,
that it's amazing to me how this never got released, for example, on Steam.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know if there's
no
like any
IP.
kind of like deal with Xbox, but I would assume that ship has sailed. So
Is unless I'm making things up in my head, wasn't there some weird thing with Treasure specific games as to why they don't get re-released? Or am I making that up? Because I don't know, because we've never seen like Popful Mail anywhere else, or if that's them. I could be crazy. I had a tab open with all the Treasure games. Oh, here we go. If people are, maybe should have mentioned this earlier, but Treasure also made like Bang.io, Ikaruga. They did an Alien Soldier port. Oh no, they did it on Genesis, I guess.
Yeah, that's one of their early games.
Yeah. We mentioned Gunstar Heroes though, but yeah, a McDonald's Treasure Land adventure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So actually,
a little game.
Mini factoid for you there. The McDonald's game was meant to be the first game that they were going to make on the Mega Drive or Genesis. And then they started making Gunstar Heroes, and then they decided they wanted Gunstar Heroes to be their first game, and they made a deal with Sega to do that because the whole team from Treasure used to work for, I think it was Konami, and they only worked on licensed games or something. So the whole team had been used to making licensed games, and the reason why they started Treasure, or one of the reasons, was because they wanted to make their own IPs. And because Sega was like, "Hey, can you make this McDonald's game, or whatever?" They were kind of like, "Yeah, we can." And they were like, "We want to make our own games." And then they were like, "Right, we've got this Gunstar Heroes," and Sega said, "Yeah, you can put that out first." So they started development on the McDonald's game before Gunstar Heroes, but Gunstar Heroes came out before McDonald's. There we go. And then they started working on all the other games. And they
Dynamite Heady.
So they actually also had the internal team was like only 10 or 12 people or something, quite a small team. But when they were working on the Mega Drive games, they split into like 4 different teams at one point to work on like 4 different games at once. So pretty cool. Like a small studio, but they were working on some really good stuff at the time.
Really talented as well.
Yeah, really talented stuff. And that's also part of the thing they said was that essentially all their games felt a little bit different because they split the teams up. The games that came out were all a bit different because they worked on what game? Well, sorry, I did have a list of the games they worked on at the start, and now I've lost it. Never mind.
Here, I have a list I'm looking at. I'll throw
Dynamite Heady,
cool.
Gunstar Heroes.
When they divided into 4 teams, it was Dynamite Heady, Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah. Alien Soldier and Light Crusader. So they were very different games essentially that they all worked on at the same time. Really cool. So there you go. Anyway. So with that, I think we should definitely wrap up the show now. So yeah, do any of the audience do let us know your thoughts on Guardian Heroes, and if you like it, if you want to play it, if you would spend $200 on it now or not. If you hated it, let us know if you hated it. That'd be interesting to know. I think we all enjoyed it. So yeah, Scotty, I'm going to start with you on this one. Do you have any shout outs this week?
Oh no, I can't think of anything. So I got nothing. Sorry.
Awesome. Okay, KC, what do you want to shout out?
I'm here.
Yeah.
I mean, the SEGA Spirit Show. Go watch that. Oh wait, you were already watching that. Yeah, don't go anywhere. Go watch more episodes. Yeah, and if you have the time, the SEGA Lounge as well.
There we go.
Yeah,
That's what I wanted.
I know, but yeah, like I said before, we're trying to like bring one episode at a month at least. Maybe
Nice.
if I have time, more than one, but don't raise your hopes too much. So temper your expectations, but like count on one a month for the rest of the year.
I think the main thing is it hasn't gone away. It's still here.
It hasn't gone away.
Mhm.
You still have like the 289 now episodes to
Yeah.
listen to or watch or whatever.
If you want to binge listen or watch, go for
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Why would you? But if you do, thank you very much.
No other podcast promotes my Halloween costume as much as the SEGA Lounge. So yeah.
Yeah, not even this one. So yeah,
No.
do something.
What about you, Graham? You have any plugs?
I'd plug the
Plugs or
SEGA
recs?
Lounge as well, and I'd also
There you
plug
go.
Radio Sega as well because they do good work. I've always enjoyed radio. I don't listen. I must admit I don't listen to Radio Sega as much as I used to, but I come back occasionally and check out some of their shows and all sorts. And yeah, the Sega Lounge, always good fun, always great. And in fact, I thought of this today and I didn't actually arrange it. KC, there's a few times that both Scotty and I have been on your show and you did that slightly tense quiz that we would do.
Look at the time.
Well, we when we first started doing the Sega Spirit Show, we had like a mini quiz that I used to do with Scotty. I was meant to bring that back for you, but I ran out of time of organizing it. So next time we get you on the show,
shame.
we're going to do it. So
what a shame. Yeah. I mean, so this was a very fun first and only appearance on the Sega Spirit Show. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming.
We're very welcome. Thank you.
Joining.
Thank you for being here. Yeah. Brilliant. Yeah. And we'll definitely get you back on at some point. And with that, I think that'll do it. I think we can get out of here. So don't forget to like, subscribe, all that jazz, comment, and tell your friends. Catch you later.
Bye-bye.